If FBI International's Cameron VO, Vanessa Vidotto, dies from her gunshot wounds, the procedural needs to be careful not to repeat the character swap mistake FBI Most Wanted made. VO's life is hanging in the balance after getting shot by Greg Csonka. Csonka stood trial in Hungary for the murder of the partner of FBI International's Wes Mitchell and nearly got acquitted after a defense attorney discredited and angered Mitchell on the stand. Despite this misstep, Csonka was sentenced to 25 years in prison. However, he escaped while being transported, leading to Mitchell and VO chasing him. Mitchell and VO tracked Csonka to a seemingly empty parking lot, but a sniper stationed nearby began shooting, and VO was caught in the crossfire. When the episode ended, VO was in the hospital and Rains, Carter Redwood, told Mitchell that the doctors said, "It didn't look good." Thus, it is not yet clear whether Vanessa Vidotto is leaving FBI International, but it is possible she could have a similar death to a beloved FBI Most Wanted character. VO's possible death is reminiscent of Most Wanted killing Jess LaCroix. Both stories involved a permanent exit for a fan-favorite character. VO's situation is similar to Jess LaCroix's, Julian McMahon, exit story in FBI Most Wanted. LaCroix's untimely death came at the end of a story in which he and his team were attempting to protect a woman from a violent and abusive ex-partner. Like VO, LaCroix sacrificed everything to try to keep someone else safe. He stepped in front of the perp to stop him from shooting his ex-girlfriend and got shot instead. Of course, there are differences between the two stories. Notably, it hasn't been confirmed yet whether VO will die, so this story could have a happy ending. Still, the danger VO is in is reminiscent of LaCroix's heroic sacrifice. Like LaCroix, she was fighting to protect others from a violent perp, although she was shot by a sniper rather than the target of her investigation. Similarly, if VO dies, she will be considered a hero, and the FBI will want to honor her memory. FBI International must not make the same mistake that Most Wanted did when replacing Jess. Assuming VO does die, FBI Most Wanted Barnes and Hannah look upset while doing compressions on Jess. Jess' death is one of the most controversial decisions in FBI Most Wanted's history. The character had to be written out because McMahon left the series, and the writers intended to give him a hero's exit. However, Jess' death ended up being one of the most disappointing exits in the FBI universe because of the way the aftermath was handled, especially given that his replacement was not developed properly and has never been as popular. FBI Most Wanted immediately replaced Jess with Remy Scott, Dylan McDermott. McDermott is a talented actor who had just wrapped up his run as Law and Order, organized crime supervillain Richard Wheatley, so he was well known to Dick Wolf Entertainment. However, Remy's initial episodes didn't develop much of a personality for him besides his love of food. Additionally, although he was a competent leader, he was missing what made Jess special, a family storyline that intersected with what he did at work. Many of Jess' best stories included problems with his teenage daughter, and her indigenous heritage allowed for greater representation. McDermott's character, however, had none of these things, and attempts to give Remy family drama in FBI Most Wanted have fallen flat. How FBI International can avoid making the same error with VO. Even if VO dies, it doesn't need to be this way. Vanessa Vidotto's Cameron VO in FBI International. The best way for FBI International to avoid this error is for the series to keep VO alive. This depends partially on whether actress Vanessa Vidotto wants to remain part of the FBI International Season 4 cast. If Vidotto is leaving the series, however, it does not necessarily mean VO needs to die. She could be injured seriously enough that she can no longer work for the FBI, be transferred to a rehab facility off-screen, or decide that after her near-death experience, it's time for her to change careers. These alternative storylines are viable ways to write VO out of FBI International without killing her off. Even if the procedural decides to go the sadder route, it could prevent another disappointing exit by thinking carefully about what made VO a strong character and ensuring whoever replaces her is a fully developed character who has some of the same qualities. That way, VO's replacement will at least be someone compelling enough to keep the audience interested after losing her. Enjoy Screen Rant's primetime coverage? Click below to sign up for our weekly Network TV newsletter. Make sure to check Network TV in your preferences and get the inside scoop from actors and showrunners on your favorite series.